Alrighty, David Riccio, the doctor in the Daily Telegraph. Go well. He says this in relation to AFB. I'm 100% New South Wales. I played 1 year of rugby league with a local team, Logan Brothers, and then we came down here to Meadowbank in Sydney. Big rivalries like that, it's something in sport people love, and to be part of it would be a great feeling. So there is a bit of a Maroon connection with him, Brian, but he is saying emphatically he is a Blue.
Yeah, so he's born up there, but yeah, he came down Meadowbank. He was born in Sydney, and he's ready to roll.
Yep.
He's if he's fit, he's a walk-in
starter.
Walk-in starter.
So, Lock, you could pick Payne Haas and him right now.
Absolutely, if they're fit.
Yep.
Last year's starting front was Payne Haas and Max King. No disrespect to Max King.
Yep.
But these two walk straight in. Max might be on the bench. Who was our bench last year?
Mitch Barnett was out injured.
We also had Spencer.
Yep.
Stefano.
Yep.
Terrell May in there as well, if you want to throw that in there.
Terrell May.
Couchman
He
brothers,
didn't play
Dylan Egan.
last year. He didn't.
Hamish
I think
Stewart.
for whatever reason,
Jacob Allengarho.
it's just going to make it harder for Terrell May now to get in.
Yes.
I mean, he had a stormer last year.
He did. He did.
And Laurie wasn't obviously part of the plans.
Alrighty, so there's one Queenslander getting. Are they getting this bloke? Jahrome Hughes on Origin. What did he have to say on the 167 podcast?
I'll give you this exclusive. I'm not going to play Origin. It doesn't matter if I'm eligible or not. For me personally,
it's 100 grand they're saying.
I would only play for a cash grab. That's the only, and I wouldn't do that. I feel like Origin is such a good game or spectacle because they're so proud. Like you look at Munn, he's a proud Queenslander. Like he'll die for that jersey. Where if I put a Queensland jersey on, I just wouldn't have that same passion as if I put on a Kiwis Māori jersey, even a Storm jersey. I have real passion for those teams.
Interesting take.
Interesting.
So we said that we were sort of spitballing who would play, who would come in, and we said maybe these players don't want to play, and there you go. Hughesy just says no.
Yep.
But Addin Fonua-Blake is he's keen to play.
He's wearing the blue this year, Brian.
And he can only make our team stronger, and he can only make the game more entertaining.
Yep, I 100% agree with that. Okay, yes.
The Sharkies didn't have any Origin players last year,
No.
right? We were talking about how high up the ladder they were, didn't have them. Here we go.
Yep.
We'll be back in the realm.
Britt Nickera, he'll be in the mix.
Blake Brailey's probably in the mix too.
He will be in the mix, yeah, for sure.
So there's a few come in.
Big start for Robson, isn't it? Like if he hits the ground running with the Roosters, then he might keep Blayke at distance. Bailey.
Yeah.
Robbo, Blake Brailey. Let's say that 3 times fast. When you see him, he's a bit like Luke Cleary. When you see them in the flesh, you go, how do these blokes play 80 minutes NRL? How do these blokes
tackling Payne Haas and those blokes?
Blake Brailey looks like a choir boy.
Yep. I'll tell you
or
what.
an altar boy. Maybe Blake Brailey can make my team.
I'll tell you what, I've got a sneaky suspicion. I know he didn't play a game over there in England.
Yeah.
I reckon Blake Brailey ascends big time this year.
Yeah.
After being amongst all those Aussie reps,
Yep.
I think even not playing, I think he has a massive year for the Sharks.
All right.
He is a Dalian bolter. There you go.
Okay, DMB. Is Nathan Cleary's position under threat by Katoa?
Well, by Katoa?
Yeah.
It'd be more under threat to Moses, or you're saying Moses will play 6?
I think Moses will be in the team anyway.
Oh, no.
Not yet?
No.
Not yet?
No.
So Nathan's locked in?
Nathan's locked in. Of course he is. Yeah.
Would Origin be this place for this 18-19 bench? Because I think it's just NRL, right?
No, I think
it's Origin.
we're going to Origin.
Yeah.
So this is, game changer.
Well, that's
for
where
Origin
Katoa
selection.
could jag a spot. That's where Blake Brailey could jag a spot.
Because
Ethan Strange.
Well, you would, wouldn't
Ethan
you?
Strange, yeah.
If Nathan went down,
Yep.
You've got an 18th and 19th man.
Yep, because remember we had the issue the centre position when Nico had to go on. But, yeah, you would have to have a halfback.
Is it 18th or 19th?
So if you've got Moses and Cleary,
Yep.
you've got Katoa, haven't you?
All right. Are they allowed to...
Or actually, you know who you probably have?
Atkinson.
You probably have in that situation Ethan Strange, because both those two can play halfback
and centres
and the centre position.
Are we going to have this awkward conversation again? The 19th man is not allowed to play the week before for his club?
Oh.
Are we going to have this?
Well, they're part of it now.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
All 6 of them.
Praise
They're
and
out.
blame.
They're out.
So they're out.
No, but we'll have the same conversation, but it'll be the 20th and 21st.
That's what I
men.
mean.
They'll be the
Yeah.
ones missing.
Oh, gosh.
Could you guys see Blayke, Brailey and Robson getting in 19? Because obviously Robson could cover lock if need
Watson would be there.
be. Or Watson as well, of
Connor
course.
Watson.
Yeah.
I think it's one or the other.
Damien Cook plays centre.
It's one or the other. It's either Robbo
or Brailey.
or Brailey.
Yeah.
Depends how they start the season. It's what Lawrence. This one here from Anthony. Surely Cam Murray plays 13, which would leave Yo to play up front. Anthony. Cam will be 13. Well, they might put.
Yo's the captain.
Yeah, they might put Murray at 12 or 11. He's
Okay.
done that before.
Edge.
He played on an edge
Mm.
when they won. Actually,
Who does he push out there?
remember that one?
Martin
Remember that
or
one
Crichton?
time? Remember that one time we won?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we are talking Origin early, but Martin and Crichton are the two back rowers.
Angus is going to rugby.
Anyway, Brian's having a fit here.
It's your chocolate cake.
It's
My
a daylight.
chocolate cake.
Yeah, that you got for you. But what's it laced with?
Okay, Brian, while you try and save your life, Brent Reid and Peter Bedell via the Courier Mail and the Daily Telegraph have this to say. Here's a quote from Wayne Bennett. They've got to preserve the origin. They've got to preserve what state versus state means. If they don't preserve that, then they will lose the fans with origin. Fans need to know it's a genuine rivalry between two states. You can't come here at 20 years of age and play origin. That will destroy it. They can't touch that rule. That's the rule they can't touch. It doesn't become authentic. Moving from that point to the internationals, I'm a fan of what they're doing with that stuff because they're only going to make the international game stronger. So Wayne's a fan. He's just saying the 13-year-old rule. He does not want to see that change. Mal Meninga via the Courier Mail. I worry about Origin in terms of where the Queensland kids and Indigenous kids go. Are they going to get beaten up by the Islanders? That's my only issue with it. I hope this doesn't stand in the way of guys of genuine Queensland heritage playing State of Origin. So is he alluding to the fact that maybe as a percentage, more of the Polynesian kids are moving to Sydney and New South Wales? Is that what he's saying there?
No, I didn't read it as that. I was reading it like maybe they want to come as 13-year-olds to qualify
Right.
to become eligible. Isn't that how you read it?
Oh, right. So in the juniors they're beating up on them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
I don't know.
Brooks, you're quite
Well,
good at reading it.
I think he's saying too that, like, he's talking about the Queensland Indigenous heritage of the Origin team, and that there might be a few more Islanders come into the Queensland mix that aren't of that Queensland Indigenous heritage. I think he's not a fan of
But if you're
what's going on.
if you're 13, you've come through the system.
Yep.
Like it's
Yeah.
what is
But the rule still stands.
Yeah.
Before 13, you got to be in Queensland.
yeah. I mean,
So-
they had Adrian Lamb for God's sake.
But thinking of this has been a story that I guess everyone has a different opinion on 24, 48,
yeah.
72 hours. I was thinking who would be a bit annoyed with this. Would it be New Zealand rugby? Like, I don't think we've really talked about that. We've seen more of the positives, like what it's going to do for international and Origin. Do you think there might be a few people from New Zealand maybe coming over year 5, year 6, want to get their kids in the school systems over here because this enables them, like if they're a star and they're big and physical, like they'll get the opportunity, like Malcolm Gladwell. They'll make the rep teams. They'll become better. Like, is that something New Zealand might be a bit worried of? They're not going to lose thousands of players. But
I just don't think it's that big a deal. Like, I don't think there's that many players.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's a good
like
thing.
Jeremiah Nanai, he's a perfect example. He came over. No one's like Mal was happy. He's an Islander.
Yeah.
That Nanai has been picked.
Yeah.
He's playing there. I think it's not going to be an all-stars game. People are saying, it's going to be turning an all-stars game. It's not. We might have 2 or 3 players. I can only think of one who's making it. It's Addin Fonua-Blake.
Yeah, maybe Britt Nicker. But
for New South Wales.
Yeah. But I agree, Brian. I think State of Origin win and the international game wins. So it wins. Like, that's...
I think it'll be in 3 or 4 years. Everyone got used to it. It's like the shoulder charge.
Yeah.
Can't outlaw the shoulder charge. What the game's lost its,
Yeah.
and the game's gone bigger and better.
It is bigger and better. And this is where, I know this is sort of a long tangent, but Billy Slater, for me, has to be an immortal. With the greatest respect to the immortals that we have, or many of the immortals, going back to many, many years ago, they can only do what they did and play against who they played. But back in those days, there was a New South Wales comp. There was a Queensland comp. So there was very few Queenslanders playing in the New South Wales comp, and there was next to no Polynesians playing. The Polynesian athlete is awesome. Billy Slater's record was against all of that.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, it's a no-brainer that Billy Slater has to be
Why?
an immortal.
Before Cam?
No, I'm not saying before Cam, but I'm just saying if you measure him against people that are in the immortal status, Billy Slater has to be in. Has to be in.
Well, so does
Cameron Smith.
So does Cameron Smith, yeah.
So does Jonathan Thurston, probably.
So does Brian Fletcher, yeah.
Exactly.
I know. I was just off the back of what you were saying, and you guys were following a bit of the news before you guys came back on air regarding the NFL Hall of Fame with what was going on with Belichick and Robert Kraft and not being first ballot Hall of Famers. Do you think we sort of need with the immortal status, like to put up a few players and to vote who's that immortal?
Yep.
Just so we can
the
sort
public.
of... Or whoever. I don't know specifically.
Well, they do. They do it now. There's
but it's not.
journos.
But how? Like, when do they do it? There's no sort of cycle in which it's like, okay, every 7 years we're going to do it.
I love
every
that.
5 years.
Brooksy, I love that.
I feel like we need to do more of that to understand the heritage of the game, where these players have come from. It feels like it's just ad hoc that we're adding people to the immortal status and Hall of Fame. I know they've tightened it up recently, but that was such a big talking point around Super Bowl, and it would get us talking about who should be in there. And first ballot immortals, like I know you shouldn't really have a second go being an immortal, right?
Oh, well, no,
you should
I don't.
go straight in. But if you're an immortal,
no, I don't.
Hall of Fame,
yeah,
yes,
but you get X amount of votes, right? So if you were up against, say it was Billy Slater and Cameron Smith, and the votes came from Cameron Smith. If Billy Slater misses out on that occasion, I think he deserves another crack at it.
Or you have a group, like there's 3 spots from that era.
Well, the problem is you got to be keeping it scarce, because if all of a sudden we're at 120 immortals, it kind of takes away.
How does the NFL work? Who votes?
It's a secret vote. And you
by whom?
The Hall of Fame panel.
Gotcha.
And you have to get a certain amount of percentage of those votes. It doesn't get announced that you didn't get in. It's only the people that get in.
Ah, right, okay.
Something like that.
Good
okay, there you go. 1300 01 1170 or text 0457 736 736. Okay, let's move on to other news. Manly Sharks, are they the losers in all of this? Riccio and Reed from the Daily Telegraph. Now, what am I talking about? Well, Manly Cronulla's hopes of holding a home final this year are on life support after the NRL informed clubs that the ARL Commission would retain sole discretion over the allocation of postseason games.
Yes.
Seagulls and Sharks are set to be the big losers.
Well done.
For the fans.
For the fans. Take it out of the hands of the club saying, oh, we've got 12, we earned the right.
Yep.
Oh, well done, you've earned the right. But guess what? Rat's ass. We've got this $1 billion stadium in the centre of Sydney.
Correct.
Just play it there.
Yep.
It's fantastic. We'll get 30,000 people there.
Yep.
40 maybe.
Yeah.
If it just makes sense.
Yep.
It just makes sense.
Speaking of that stadium too, and I've spoken to a lot of people this, and I've got great support, Brian. I want the rugby league, if they're going to take this kind of initiative, next year, you can't do it now, obviously, next year's draw, every Thursday night,
I like it.
Allianz Stadium. So all the workers in town, they go, you know what, we don't care who's playing, but March 27, we're going to Allianz Stadium. We know there's going to be a game there every single Thursday night.
I like it.
The business district of the CBD of Sydney, that would make it a thing. It would be a great night. Queensland, such as Suncorp Stadium, Dolphins, Townsville for that matter, you can throw in the Melbourne Storm. They can have mostly the Friday night slot, and that would be awesome, I think, for Sydney.
Yeah, well, it's a Chooks home game, so they'll get first dibs, you can imagine.
Yeah, of course.
Just saying.
Brian.
Hey, Nick.
You can't tell me.
Carl's
St George versus Cronulla, right, at Allianz Stadium on a rare Thursday night wouldn't have people working in town. There'd be 30,000 there, wouldn't there?
It's pretty facetious to say that your fans are all around your area.
That's right.
Like, there's so many scattered fans around Sydney and Brisbane and whatnot. You're going to still get even more than what you'd get at your local ground. Because there's so many
30,
people within that
I think
30, 40 minutes.
And if people
100%.
in the routine of doing it right, they knock off work early, go and have a few drinks.
Yeah, and there's plenty of pubs around there.
Plenty of pubs every Thursday night.
It has to be. I agree. There's got to be, with the amount of money we spend on it and how good the facilities are, it's got to be a minimum 2 a week.
Yep.
Like
Manly Cronulla would get 30.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it?
2 games there a
We
week.
saw 30-odd with Bulldogs Manly there on a Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
Jake wants a Suncorp game.
I don't hate that every Friday night.
Yeah.
They just about have that anyway.
A Dolphin or a Bronco
We're
home
sort
game.
of leaning into the AFL world. You know how they
Yeah.
only
And look
got-
at their crowds.
Yeah,
Fletch.
look at the crowds. Look at the
It's one of the
crowds.
biggest.
Alrighty, let's do this. There's some transfer news upon us.
On the run home, it's the NRL transfer market update. Subscribe to the Run Home with Joel and Fletch YouTube channel and get inside the studio.
Okay, there's a bit of Sharks news here. So Sifa Talakai, Nicolucci and our man Prezenko from the Sydney Morning Herald. Well, the new NRL franchise are close to locking in their first State of Origin representative with a versatile Sharkies forward leaning towards accepting a 3-year deal, Brian.
Yeah, if I'm Cronulla, I'm letting him go.
Oh,
And if I'm Perth, this is the type of player. You know, he's not a superstar, but he's represented New South Wales.
First grader from a good club.
From a good club. Yeah. These are the players that we need to get over there.
He says this, Brian. He said it's going to be hard to get a deal done here at Cronulla. If I had the opportunity to stay, I would, but it's not about me anymore. It's about what's best for me, my partner, and my family. So there you go there. Now, just on the Sharks, this one here. What about this? Daily Telegraph report this. Somebody wants to be a PNG chief in 2028. And the quote is this, Brian. You can guess the player. I'd like to stay at the Sharks for one more year. The clubs will be strong over the next 2 seasons or so, but then my sights are permanently set on PNG. I'm looking to set myself up for life, and PNG will definitely help with that. He's a mad traveller. And,
And he's being honest.
and who's that?
It's Toby Rudolf.
Toby Rudolf.
It is, and he's being honest. He's going to set himself up for life, and that's the tax-free angle. I presume he's alluding to that.
Imagine him roaming around the compound.
Oh, he'd love it.
Toby Rudolf.
I reckon he'd get out of the compound.
Hey?
Toby would be out.
He would be out of the compound.
He'll have a competition named after him.
Yep.
In PNG in
Yeah.
like 2032.
Yeah.
Toby
He'll be
Rudolph
down at the
Cup.
local, won't he?
He'll
He
be
wouldn't
da-
give a
yeah.
rat's about the compound.
No, he'll be with he will be. It was a cult hero now,
Yeah.
and he would fit in. He strikes me as someone who would fit in any environment.
And he's even owning it. Like he's got no kids. He loves travelling.
Yep.
And he's basically saying, look, sign me up. That's a done deal, isn't it?
Well, if it depends who the coach is going to be.
Yeah.
Depends who's going to be coach.
But do you feel that's a done deal?
That's another horse we could put on my team.